listening. Yo, Tap In Radio.
With one tap, you're in. Only on Tap In Radio.
I'm on now? Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not on. Now you're on.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go.
There we go. He didn't turn my microphone up.
No, you're on.
Okay.
The camera.
The camera isn't on. But for the people out there,
It's just on.
they can hear us still, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. So, hey, guys. Welcome back to the Teacher's Lounge here on Tap In Radio. I am Jay, and this is
Kee.
Yes, and we are off of spring break, so we have come back changed women, for sure.
Don't we look different?
We do.
We metamorphosized.
We do. What a good spring break will do. Self-care is important. Short hair, don't care. But we had off on Monday, so Tuesday was our first day back, but because of spring break, our superintendent decided to have, what is this, like a quarantine after
after the fact.
spring break. So we're quarantined, and we won't come back until after the 15th. So everybody's going to be working from home until after the 15th.
Her district.
Yeah, in my district.
My ass is in school.
Still.
Working since day one.
No. A1,
Since
day one.
Day one. I've been in that damn building. So.
It sounds like all my life I had to fight.
It is.
That feels like all my life I had to fight.
I had to work.
Yeah.
So.
So
Whatever.
market period 3 will be coming to a close next week. So
Tomorrow for us.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
We still have
Don't I
some
look like
time.
Little Orphan Annie? Tomorrow, your grace going. Tomorrow, you're only a failure away.
Yes.
So, speaking of that, slew of emails. Just sitting, waiting to be looked at. I still haven't looked at some of them.
Oh, I looked at all of mine.
I
Looked at all of mine.
haven't looked at all the emails.
Okay, so let's get into the disclaimer because I still have to tell you about how my day was. I still got to tell
She
you.
was mid-story when we started. So, our thoughts and opinions are our own. We do not represent our school district or any other school district. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, we highly suggest that you reach out to your Board of Education, your superintendent, the principal of your building, your PTA, your assemblyman. Don't call us.
Call Tyrone.
There you go.
So, yes, I don't want to interrupt,
What?
but like before we even open it up, can I just tell you how spicy this meeting got?
Sure.
Right. Okay. So setting it up. Everybody's on Zoom. So one of the CST coordinators or the child study team case managers, she emailed me today, and she's like, "Are you available around 1:45?" And I'm like, "I can make it work. Like I'll be available. Like what's up?" She's like, "Oh well, we need all hands on deck. This parent is coming in, and we want to make sure everybody is represented." So I'm like, okay, cool. Like the parent has some kind of sprinkled history with the district, so it's just like everybody, like they put on a full suit of armor to speak to this woman.
Boy.
Yeah. So I get in the meeting. I'm like, all right, because when you're finally seeing people, like it's like, oh wow, like that's who you are. Like I've spoken to you, but I've never seen you. So like, all right, cool. So she's in the meeting, and it's myself, 3 teachers, 3 of the students' teachers, the student, her mom. The mom brought 2 advocates, and Yeah, like she brought 2 advocates in, and the director of the special education department. Like she's in the meeting. So like everybody, like, okay, so we're all in the meeting, and the case manager, she starts. It's like, okay, first she's like, are you recording this meeting? Are you recording this meeting? And like the advocate is like, no, I'm a volunteer. Like, I'm not here to do that. So the second advocate is like, no, I'm not recording. And like she asked the mom, she's like, are you recording this meeting? And the mom was like, no, I'm not recording the meeting. So the mom was like, are you recording this meeting? And she was just like, we don't record if you don't record. So I'm like, yo, okay, all right.
I would have recorded.
Okay.
I would have
Because they had words the night before. So that's how we ended up in this meeting today. So the case manager reached out to mom. Mom was, I guess she was with the shits last night because she was just like, da, 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 ready. So fast forward, we're going around talking about the strengths of the student. Yeah, I believe she can do this. I believe she can do that. So one of the advocates goes, according to section da 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 da, because she started to critique one of the teachers. She's like, I saw the emails that you sent, and they are not in line with her IEP, because in her IEP it says this, and what you said does not match with her IEP. Da 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 da. Right? Advocate is talking. So the director of the child study team, she was just like, wait a minute, stop. No, you are an advocate. You do not speak in these meetings. And I'm like, oh shit. Like,
by this time I'd have had popcorn.
Like, oh shit. So this is starting to get spicy, right? She's like, you don't speak in these meetings. The purpose of this is not for you to sit up here and tell like what this is. This is for an IEP, not what she should like. And I'm like, yo, okay, what the hell did they invite me to?
Right.
And like why is so much spice happening in a short amount of time? So the advocate is just like, she turns on this voice, which was really kind of interesting to watch. She's just like, I'm sorry if you felt that way by me talking, and I don't understand why you're coming at me this way, but the point of me saying what I was saying, and this is literally how she's talking, she's like, the point of me saying what I was saying is so that everyone's on the same page and we could best support the students. So I just don't understand. But 2 seconds ago, she was all like here with it, but when the supervisor was like, you're an advocate, you don't talk. In these meetings, you don't talk. And she's like, I've been in so many meetings, and I've never been spoken to that way, and advocates always speak in meetings or whatever. She was just like, no.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No,
you don't. No, you don't. So the mom was just like, are you going to let her finish? Are you going to let her finish? Now, when she's telling the lady, like, no, like, basically, like, shut the fuck up, the mom is like, are you going to let her finish? Are you going to let her finish? You're interrupting her. You're interrupting her right now. You're interrupting her. And she's like, no, I'm not going to let her finish. I'm not going to let her finish because that's not what she's here to do. So I'm just like, yo, what is happening in this meeting?
This sounds awesome. Yo, I would have been there and they wouldn't even know who I was. I'm like, I am just here to audit. Just auditing, that's all.
Yo, I was like, what the hell is this? What is this? So the child study team, the case manager, she's just like, oh, so, Miss Gore, can you add your input or whatever? So I'm like, oh, well, this is her schedule for next year, blah, 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 blah. And the mom was like, no, that's not what it was. And I'm like, okay, we can adjust it. Like, it's okay. It's not set in stone. We can adjust it. And she's just like, okay, thank you. It was a very strange exchange, and there was like levels, I can't even say of microaggression, just like flat out aggressive nature towards each other. And then like one of the teachers, I don't know if he's science or math. I think he's a math teacher. You know how somebody like tries to, I don't know if he was like trying to play devil's advocate or like trying to like, I felt like he was trying to play me. And like I've had very limited interactions with this dude, like very limited. So like I don't even know, I don't know you, I don't know how to pronounce your name, like I don't know you. So he's just like, if we could revisit X, Y, and Z schedule, is that the best option that we can have for her to be placed in that kind of computer class for CTE? Oh, so now you want to give?
You
input?
should have been like, you know what? No, no, you don't speak. You don't do scheduling.
I'm just
you
like-
don't speak. You are here to speak on math, okay? And that is.
I don't come to your class trying to like
Exactly.
add shit up. So I was just like, okay, like, all right. So since you want to go there, let's like everybody else is being spicy as fucking as me. So I'm like,
Might as
okay,
well.
well, I was like, well, the courses that are selected are for a graduation requirement, and like, if she would have selected the proper course, that wouldn't be a question. But since she didn't select it, I selected it because this is a pathway that's closely associated with the course to which she did select, and she needs 5 credits for it. This is only 2.5. And he was just like, oh. Yeah, oh. But yeah, needless to say, when I see the director of the Child Study Team Department, I'm going to tell her she's spicy, and I like it.
I'm gonna tell her about it. So I
Like,
would have been like,
like,
you set me up.
like,
You set me up.
I
for
mean,
that one.
I didn't feel it the most. Like the math teacher, she felt it the most, but she was like grace under fire, which I give her mad credit for, because she was just like, no, this is why I recommended her for a top tier math class. This is why I recommended for her for science, or no, she was a science teacher. So this is why I recommended for her to go into a top tier science class, because she has the potential to do it, whatever. And the mom was like, well, I don't understand why she's in honors classes right now. Anyway, we didn't recommend it for her to go into honors classes, And it's just like any and everything, she tried to find like something to argue about, like just something to argue about. And it was just like, I can't be in this meeting too much longer. Like I've seen enough, and I'm ready to go. Like that was it. So I just had to tell you that was a part of
Those
my
are
day.
the worst. Those meetings with y'all parents are the absolute worst, especially when it's with a teacher who only had them for like half a semester, or had them last year, or hasn't had them yet. It's the most awkward meeting in the world, because you're like, or when we've never seen your child because they keep their avatar on virtual all day. What I told you, that girl, I didn't even know she was real. I thought she was a troll. I thought it was just some troll logging into my class every day and just not talking. She did not speak. I'll be like, good morning, such and such. Everybody else say good morning. She only don't speak. And I'm like, and then one time I tried to catch her as soon as she logged in, say good morning. Nothing. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you can't say good morning. Got you. Fine. Don't answer no questions in class. Doesn't do any work in class. Got to sit in this IEP meeting, and now all of a sudden she was talking. She was talking to the other teacher. She was talking to her guidance counselor. I was like, oh, so you
It's
can't
just not
speak.
me. It's just
so
me.
I was just like, so either you're racist,
What?
which is what I gathered, because I'm like, oh, she was chatty with the English teacher. She was chatty with the math teacher. I was just like, you know, they were like, you have anything to add? I was like, I don't know who she is.
Oh, that same girl.
Yeah, I was
That
like,
same girl you
I don't
told
know
me
who
about.
she is. The guidance counselor almost laughed. She was like, I was like, no, I dead ass don't know who she is. Who is she? I don't even know if she's really real. In fact, I meant to ask y'all about that. Like, is this person? They keep logging in. They don't speak. They don't do no work. They don't interact with the other students.
Who are they?
Who's this? Who is this? Has anybody actually seen this child?
Whose man's is this?
Exactly. Who is logging in to my classroom? Is this a spy? Is she an op? Who this? Yeah. I'm like, she in there every day, don't speak to nobody. Nobody. Can't even say good morning. But she all chatty McGaddy, sitting in an IEP meeting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
She's in her natural habitat. So I realized we weren't live at all when we first started. Like, but that whole time we were not live. I'm like, something is different about this screen. Like, this is not looking
That's
right.
so funny. Well,
So,
your story still.
yeah, I mean, you guys can go on YouTube and just see the beginning of it. But yeah, no, my favorite story of yours is the 3-way phone call. Can you tell the people?
It has turned into a 3-way email. It has more. It is the most uncomfortable thing when you call a parent and they're like, "Oh, really? Hold on." Like, wait, and you're just sitting there like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna listen to you get yelled at.
and then all of a sudden you just hear the kid chime in on the phone like, "Hello," and then the parent's like, "The teacher's on the phone. Why am I hearing right?" So of course the only response she could have was, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Well, hi. I'm on the phone, but I'm sure you heard that in the beginning
Like,
before
why
you had
you
your ass
always
went out.
lying? Why you always lying?
Lying. He was like,
Oh
"You telling me
my God.
you doing your work,
Stop
but you in there playing the video
lying.
game, but your teacher calling me, telling me you're not doing your work, so you're lying. I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "Well, you do know what he's talking about because you ain't doing the work. Because if you knew what he was talking about, I wouldn't be on the phone with your father right now in this uncomfortable 3-way phone call, listening to this foolishness. You haven't turned in any assignments, so
What's
wanna pass
good?
this class?" She ain't had nothing to say then. What she gonna tell me?
Because
You
she was
turned in
caught.
assignment?
She
Yeah,
was
I'm like,
caught.
what you gonna say to the actual teacher?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
you
No,
can't do
you
that.
didn't. Like,
Obviously, you didn't.
Like, we
do
can
it.
hop on a Zoom right now, and I will pull up my
Pull it
grade
up.
book.
Pull it up. Since Dad is he don't seem to have no problem with any of that. So I was just like, you haven't done any work. The only assignments that I said was turned in was group assignments, and that's probably because the group members was like, I'm not taking the
her.
L for her.
Carrying her.
All the time.
Worst.
Right.
The worst.
And there's a small percentage of students who will still put all the team members' names on the assignment, even if everybody didn't participate.
It's like, what they
The
did. bring
other
a pencil that
90%
one
will
day.
drop your name off the assignment.
Yeah,
But you just happen to
you're
be
not
in
worthy.
a group who was like, no, we're going to put her name. She's probably having a hard time.
That was nice of them.
It is, because I told you the other 6 groups will be like, delete.
Yeah. It's like, you did not contribute.
At all.
Voted straight off the island.
They will drop your name, and they won't even say anything. I'll be putting grades in, and it'll just be a missing. I'm like, well, whose group were you in? Then I got emailed a kid like, whose group were you in? And she like, oh, I was in Catherine's group. I was in Katie's group. Okay, email Kathy or Katie. It was such and such in your group. Who?
We don't know who that is, bruh. We'll know that person.
So I'm like, I was like, all right, Dad's going off. It's just getting more and more uncomfortable. And she's just like, no, that's not true. And I'm like, well, it is true. Because again, I wouldn't be on this very uncomfortable phone call with you if you were doing your work.
So you're a liar.
Yeah.
Like, you're a liar.
You're a liar, so.
And like, now your dad knows you're a liar, so.
And he just kept going off. So I was just like, you know what? How about tomorrow? Because our last period, you just stay on the call, and I will talk to you about the assignments that you need to start doing so you can catch up, right? She stays on after class. I tell her about 4 assignments. I said, okay, let's start with these high point assignments. But I only gave her a few because you can't say you need to do. She's not gonna process it.
Right.
So I gave her like 3 or 4 small assignments that does not require me to reteach anything to her.
Yep. Important.
This was 3 weeks ago. Over spring break, sends me an emails, a bunch of emails. I've completed those 4 lessons.
No, you didn't.
I mean, I don't care if you did. I'm on vacation.
True.
So why does it take you 3 weeks to work on 4 small assignments, right? So that seems to be where she stopped. I'm like, so she didn't even take it upon herself to say,
Do you have anything? Please,
Right.
sir.
I have some change.
Some more.
Some breadcrumbs. No.
Like, no, I'm good. I did
Yeah,
my
that
little 4
4 is it.
assignments.
I'm
Like,
good.
that's it. I'm passing.
Then,
All right.
they're going to send me an email to myself. I hate to bother you. No, this is what I said. Anytime you start a sentence off with, I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to bother you. I hate to be a bug. I hate to pester you. No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 100%. Like, if you didn't mean those things, you wouldn't be speaking
Right.
to me. And I've been on both sides of the
Yes.
coin, so I understand. Like, I'll be bothering people and stuff like that. But that's why we titled this episode, "Are You Busy?" It's just like, yes.
All the time I'm busy.
Like,
so
yeah, I am busy. But like,
busy.
like, oh, are you busy? Just because you don't see someone sitting in front of me at this very moment doesn't mean that I'm not doing work for someone who's not sitting in front of me at this very moment.
Yeah. Right. And can you stop everything you're doing and check the assignment that I turned in that was due 14 weeks ago?
I just turned it in like 2 minutes. Like,
I literally.
I just turned it in.
It's probably
It's
still traveling the internet to you.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Is it there? I'm gonna submit it again.
It's like, oh, yeah, never mind the fact I didn't answer 4 of those questions. That's not important. But the fact that I handed it in, that's what matters most.
And then the little sovereign. Good morning, Miss Jones. I know I haven't done good this cycle. And I know I haven't turned in any of my work. But over the weekend, I did about 8 of the assignments. And if it's at all possible, I know I won't receive full credit. But if I can receive some credit, I would be truly thankful. Thank you for your time.
I humbly bow at your
so
grace. I humbly bow at your grace.
Thank you and God bless.
Right. I hope the family's doing well.
For real. God bless you. Like, you hit me with the God bless you, like, oh, she said God, now I have to.
No.
They're like...
No. So, speaking of emails over spring break, right? I told you about the one student. Come to find out today, in my other meeting that I was a part of, my department meeting. So he is an AP student. So like my other coworker was dealing with him for like AP stuff. So she tells me today, she's just like, oh yeah, like one of your students asked a question, so I answered it, and she was like, and I answered it after work hours on the Friday that we were about to leave for spring break because I was busy doing this. I'm like, you ain't got to set this shit up for me. Like, at 12:30, I clocked out. Like, boop, boop. Actually, really at 12:25, I already put my away message up. So anything after that, like, I ain't reading that shit. So she's like, yeah, and I answered his question, and he was just like, oh, he followed up with another email. It's like, oh, I'm afraid Miss Gore's not going to respond to my email. And I was like, and you damn Skippy, I will not.
You got that right.
Like, I will not. So it's like, oh, I feel like she's not going to respond to my email. I'm glad you know your feelings. I'm glad you know because I'm not going to respond to your email during spring break. So she was just like, yeah. And then he expected me to jump on a Zoom with him and have a full-fledged session. And I was just like, and this is why you don't answer everyone's email because, or for me, it's like 1 to 2 business days. I don't have to answer it right away, and I'm getting out of the habit of doing that because, you know, you scan which ones are important, which ones like, all right, well, like, if you ask me about what clubs are available, I can give that back to you, but it's just like, depending on what it is, the urgency of it, because what they say, like, piss poor planning on your part doesn't mean, like, a rush on my part. Yeah, so I was like, 1 to 2 business days, and I will definitely get back to you on that. And he emailed me and asked me, obviously I didn't see it until I got back from break, on Sunday. He sent me an email like on Sunday evening and was just like, hey, you know, is it possible, can we meet on the Zoom tomorrow? What?
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
What?
What?
Please. So, like, for you all who are out there who think, and I guess this goes for, like, college professors, too, like, the you know, like, you think that they're going to sit up and grade your shit. It's not happening. It's not happening. Like, everyone is out here trying to live whatever quarantine, COVID-free lives we have, you know? But no. I sent him a nice little email and I said, I hope you enjoyed your spring break because I was on spring break too. We can meet on this day. And he still didn't show up to the meeting.
What?
No. I scheduled a meeting with him, and he still ain't showed up to the meeting. And then had the nerve. Now, mind you, I told him we can meet from 1 to 1:30. I had something to do, so I got out of my Zoom. Mm-hmm. That's it, right? Our meeting was from 1 to 1:30. Nobody told you to bring your ass in my Zoom at 2:38, asking like, oh, hey, can we meet now? What time did I say we should meet? So you decided to come 1 hour and 38 minutes later? No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No. Pass. He'll get the answer to his question, but it ain't gonna be today.
Y'all gotta get yourselves together, like, because no, seriously, interviews are gonna be online. Interviews are probably all online now. Mm-hmm. Like, how you gonna show up late to your interviews? Like,
yeah, he's an interesting.
Now I missed a meeting with a student. I just completely forgot his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so bad. And then he didn't say anything in class the next day. I was sitting there doing something. I was looking back. I was like,
"There's something I was supposed to do yesterday."
I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm so sorry. Weren't we supposed to meet yesterday?" And he was like, "It's okay. It's fine." And I was like, "No, it's not fine."
I just cried. I just cried my silent tears. It's all right. It's all right, Miss Jones. I didn't need help or anything. It's not like I'm a student in your class needing assistance.
He didn't send an email. Like, anytime I'm late, they'll be like, hey, I'm on the Zoom. And I'll be like, oh, okay. There was no email. I was like, I complete. And it was in my calendar. That's what was so funny.
Don't that be the worst?
It was in my calendar.
Ooh.
I was just like, how the heck did I do that? But he was like, no, I figured it out. I was like, are you sure? I can meet with you today. He's like, no.
No, I don't want your
It's
leftover.
fine.
I don't want your leftover time. I don't want your leftover
like,
time.
I'm fine.
It doesn't hit the same. No, thank you.
I was
no,
like,
thank you.
Snap. I am so sorry. I feel bad about that one. But yeah, I've been stood up on a couple of calls, and I'm like,
yeah. You asking me.
How long do you wait before you're like, fuck it?
Before I send like the, hey, I'm in my Zoom?
Mm-hmm. Or just log out?
Because I have office hours, so like I keep my Zoom open from 1 to 3. Or like the teacher's lunchtime is like 1:45 to 3. Okay. I mean, excuse me, the teacher's lunchtime is from 1 to 1:45. So from 1:45 to 3, that's their office hours. So my office hours are different, obviously, because I'm not an instructor. So my office hours are from 1 to 3, and I just have it open. Like whoever, like I'll make a schedule with the student, like, hey, like you can come in, or let's meet at this time. Please confirm on the Google Calendar invite, blah, 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 blah. I'll send them an email. And like, I wish we had the Remind app in my district, because like I have a Google number. So I end up texting like the students like, hey, listen, I'm in my Zoom, or like I'll send a little message, I'm in my Zoom, you can come in. I find it like it's easier for me to just speak to them directly on the phone, and like they're more responsive, or if I text them from my Google number, not from my personal number. And like, it's only because we're in COVID times am I doing this, and it's not illegal, so like it's definitely during like office hours. I'm not like texting students on the late night creep, like that's not my judge. So I'll text them, or I'll give them a call, and I'm like, hey, like, we could just meet now. We can just have a phone conversation about it, and that's it. But I'll give them like 5 minutes, and then like sometimes it's like 8 minutes. Like, hey, I'm in my Zoom. I don't hear anything. It's like, all right, well, that's that. But like with this kid, it's like, oh, I mean, it was at 1. Yeah. It's like 2. It's almost 2:40. No, I'm not meeting with you. Like, I'm not even at my computer right now. Like, no. Like, no, it's okay. Like, we can meet at a different time. No, not doing it. But that's not every day, y'all. So
they're crazy. They are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They math sucks. Like, you really think I did 3 assignments. We had 18 assignments for the cycle. So 3 out of 18. I don't know about them odds, but I wouldn't take that bet.
So are y'all changing, for your district, Are they going to allow the students to get Fs, or are they going to change them to like
50s.
50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a pass or fail,
Oh, no.
or incompletes?
Dope. All incompletes or missing need to be set to zeros. Ain't my policy.
No. I mean, it is what it is. They sent out this. I love how. I don't know if this applies to you too. It's one of my favorite quotes is like, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, right? So it's just like, oh yeah, an email will come through the airways, and it's just like, oh yeah, so guidance will be making adjustments to students' grades, blah blah blah. When we supposed to do that?
And what are you doing?
Like, first of all, this is the first I'm hearing of this, and you ain't tell me, no one told me anything. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna do it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? No one knows. But it's the expectation is to have it done.
Oh, okay.
And I'll say your favorite word, irregardless.
Irregardless.
Which is not a word for you guys out there. That's not a word, okay?
Irregardless.
So, of the fact that I have no idea what's happening. So, like, as I told you, state testing, they're still trying to get the ball rolling with NJSLA.
That's going to be a mess.
But you see, I told you how they have it structured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for you parents out there who have juniors who are in public school, and you may be in a district that does not have the opt-out policy as it relates to NJSLA science or NJSLA ELA and math, the state testing. So some of y'all are familiar with the HESPA or HSPT. Put it like that. It's that, but just in modern times. So they're trying to decide if the assessment will be given this year in lieu of how it wasn't given last year. So the state pretty much has a mandate that students have to show, proof that they're competent in these levels. You competent in math? Can you read? Can you comprehend? No. So that's a back and forth. So right now they're trying to see if the NJSLA will even end up happening. So, but they had a training, and we're expected, we as in like the people who coordinate the test, we talk about this all the time, the people who coordinate the test are expected to turnkey this information to the teachers to tell them about taking the test, but I have no idea. Like, at this point in time, I have no idea.
Oh.
See? All that testing. It's literally life draining. It's life draining.
It is. You know what? Taking the test is probably horrible, but sitting there watching y'all take the test is so horrible.
And y'all can't bring nothing. You can't have your cell phone. You can't read anything. Like, you can't have any reading materials because you're supposed to be focusing on the kids, like not failing or cheating. So, like,
I mean, I don't know what you want us to do. Like, we just sit there like this.
15 minutes. Section 3 will be over in it's like 15 minutes.
You are now at the end of, please close your books, put your pencils down.
That's exactly how it goes.
And it's like, if you want to take a 5-minute break to stretch or go to the bathroom, now's the time. We will begin again in approximately 7.5 minutes.
7 minutes, and you have to write it on the board.
It is so boring.
Yeah, but once again, that's only for a short period of time. That, like, you guys get to walk away from that and go about your business, and we're left holding the bag. My counselors out there know what I'm talking about. And it's crazy because my admin, he told me straight up, he's like, I went to one of those trainings. He said, and I vowed to myself, I would never, ever do this exam. I'll help, but I would never, ever coordinate it. And I'm dying because this is like, yo, you see how crazy this shit is? And he's just like, yeah, I hated it. I hated it. He's like, nope, I'm never going to do that. Ever going to do it. But I'll assist where I need to assist. But as far as coordinated, no.
It's
Like,
horrible.
okay.
All right, please turn to the section that reads Section 1.
Yeah.
Please check to make sure the student ID number on your test booklet matches the student ID number on your bubble, your answer sheet.
And you know what? What gets me, and this happens like so many times, it's like, the student, they were on section 2 when we were on section 1. All of their answers are for section 2. How? How did that happen? I don't know. Were you walking around the classroom to monitor that they were in the correct section? Because that was like part of the whole making you the test administrator part, right? Yeah.
I mean, the proctor was in there too, so I don't understand.
There is no proctor. You know that.
There's a whole proctor in there.
There is no proctor. It's the test administrator.
It's too much responsibility. The book says section 1. You write your answers on the answer sheet that says section 1. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, you would think, right? You would think like it would just be like cut
At this
and dry.
point, they need to just color code them. I'm like, what?
And they are color coded. So it's just like when the student opens the book, I really think that's for the test administrator because all the numbers and stuff are at the top. So when you walk by, you can see like everybody's supposed to be on like section 4 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So when you see somebody on section 3, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Why are you on section 3? Everybody's on section 4. You can't go back and take the test again or whatever. But like I had there's so many horror stories from being a test coordinator. I had one teacher who we were given the SAT, like the SAT, during the school day. So the test the test administrator's in there. It's 2 of them because there's no proctors. Mm-hmm. One is in there doing his thing, whatever. Because remember, you can't bring your cell phone in there. You can't do none of that shit. So he decides to like pop open an exam, like just pop it open and like start like reading the test book just for leisure because he wanted to see what was on there. Those books are counted. So like when you open it, that's saying like, oh, someone altered this book. Needless to say, he was immediately removed from the testing.
Irregularity report.
Irregularity, number 1. And he was written up.
Ooh.
Like not written up like, oh yeah, you like, no, the principal wrote his ass up because he's just like, you sat in the training, you knew what you were supposed to do. What made you do that? Mm-hmm. He was sore because he was a nice guy. And it's like unfortunate that it had to happen to him. But it's like,
who opens up a test booklet to
his
read
ass does or did.
I push some things so far away from me.
No. Like he opened up the test booklet like, man, I just want to see what's in here. Like, you know, what are the kids reading? Who cares what they're reading? Like, you have a test administrator manual to be reading right now, so you can let them know what sections
they have
on.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, but no. So needless to say, he got written up. Like a couple teachers during test time got written up. Like,
I'm surprised I didn't. I took off.
yeah, no, that's why you didn't get written up because you wasn't there to get written up. But yeah, no, like they got written up and they were mad about it. But then like having the district test coordinator like I had, she was just like, no. There's no reason that should have been an irregularity. No. Where was the test administrator? I don't know where they was at. They said they was in the room. Obviously not. One teacher, he sent out a mass email during testing, got written up. It's like, why are you on your phone? You shouldn't be on your phone right now sending out emails about volleyball. Ooh. He got written up. Yeah, got written up. Mm-hmm.
What is wrong? What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, so because clearly you're not paying attention.
Clearly. Obviously. You worried about volleyball team.
Sent a mass email out to the volleyball team. He got that as like he got a pow.
What's wrong with you?
He got a pow for that one. It's like, and he's like, I don't even know what the big deal was. You know it now, don't you?
I bet you will remember.
Bet you will.
Bet you'll remember next. Your testing in the spring, you'll remember. Because you're going to test the coordinator again. This isn't going to eliminate you from the list.
Which I feel like, I told you this, like, I feel like some, like, really do self-sabotage. Like, oh, so you think that we still not going to, like...
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe if I fuck this up real bad, I won't qualify to do this again.
No.
No, they still have your name right on.
Yep. It's like, only thing is, and this is how, like, meticulous and, like, crafted we had to be. So if, let's say I'm not a strong test administrator, whatever, like, I fuck up. Intentionally or unintentionally, however I fuck up, right? Mm-hmm. So, and you're, like, a vet. You know what to do. Like, all you need me to do is pass out the pencils. Like, that's pretty much my role because you got it. I am going to place as a coordinator. It's like, all right, well, this person keeps fucking up. This person keeps fucking up. We can make them a hall monitor for a little bit. It's like, okay, you can be a hall monitor until you prove yourself again. Or...
at least the hall monitors get to use their laptops.
Yeah. Or... we're going to put you with someone who's strong, and that's going to force you to, like, level up. You know what I mean? So that's what we do, because at a certain point in time, you have to take your prep anyway. So you have to, like, go and do what you need to do. Use the restroom, take your coffee break, smoke break, whatever. So that person's going to be left in the room by themselves no matter what. It's like, all right, well, you know what's at hand if you mess up.
I got bullied out of to the test coordinator position.
What?
Yep. I was the lead, and the other one who was in there with me.
Oh, that time?
She was just like... and I was like...
oh.
I was like, go ahead, girl, because what you don't know is, I don't care. You got the right one on the right day at the right time. Here you go. Give me them pencils, girl. Give me them pencils. Who need a pencil? You get a pencil. You get a pencil. Get a pencil. Who else need a pencil? You need scrap paper. You want scrap paper? You go. Make it rain. Make it rain. Make it rain. I sat right there in the back, like.
You need to use the bathroom? Come on, I'll take y'all to the bathroom.
And so one of my students who was in there, so he watches everything I do. He was just like, you just gonna let her.
Oh, are you okay?
He was like, you just gonna let her take over? Like, shut up. But your name is on the thing, on the list. It says your name. We came here. So why you just gonna let? Shut up. What difference do it make if I'm passing out the test?
Ruin this for me, okay? Don't ruin this for me.
They was just like, you would just let her do that? I was like, yep. Yes, I am. Yes, I can. I don't want to read that stupid script.
No.
I'm just happy sitting back here. Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom? You need another pencil? Boy, here you go. Here goes sharpened pencil. Give me that dull pencil, boy. Okay, nothing about that. And then on top of all that, she ended up getting cursed out by one of the students, the same student.
She always, yeah.
I mean, he went in on her. Like, he went in.
During testing.
Right before we started. He went in. I mean, he gave it to her hard. I don't remember what she did. Oh, we had a finite amount of calculators.
Okay.
So,
finite amount. Okay, scholar.
Calculators. So while they were coming in, so she kind of like was kind of just, she passed out the calculators now. Again, she went to, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pass out the calculator now. So she kind of just like looked at him and skipped over him. He didn't take too kindly to that.
Why did she do that?
I don't know. That's what he was trying to figure out. So he was just like, oh, you just gonna, why even give me one? Before she could get it out, she was like, I'm gonna get you one. You just gonna have to wait. So what? You don't want me to take the test or something? Like, it just escalated so fast. So now I'm sitting. I told you I was sitting in the back. I'm hands off because You took the test booklet. You are the test coordinator. You passed out the calculators. You are the calculator coordinator. So you need to figure this out.
You got yourself into this.
You get yourself right out of it.
Yourself out. Okay.
All right, you was tough as nails with me.
Right.
Talking, you know, it was tough as nails. Me all nasty. I was just like, ooh, sweetie, you ain't gotta do that. I ain't gonna fight you. Take that test booklet. Mm-hmm. He was just like, what? So you want me to leave? I'll leave. I don't gotta take this test. I don't gotta be here. I'll leave right now. Now, I could have easily said, hey, because he was one of my students. Mm-hmm. I could have easily said,
calm down.
Stop. Don't do that.
Relax.
But I said, fuck it. So, all of a sudden, she turned into a grape. She was just like, no, that's not what I want. I don't want you to leave. That's not, just give me it, just relax. I wasn't trying to be like that. Oh, it was headphones.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to be like that. I wasn't trying to skip you intentionally, young man, he all like, I would have been like, nigga, shut your fucking ass up. Who you think you talking to? Is you crazy? Yeah. But I was just like, oh, she likes that.
What is that about?
She likes it. I guess she likes it when, I don't think it was because he was a teenager thing. I think she just, when somebody gets aggressive with her.
But if we're, I don't know if we're thinking about the same person. I don't know if we're thinking about it. I think
she was an English teacher.
Okay, yeah, we're thinking about the same person. Mm-hmm.
So, and she was nasty to me.
Her exterior, she means well.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't.
She means well.
No, she doesn't. Let me tell you about these people who will walk in a hallway and won't speak. Okay? So, no, you don't. If you don't have the common courtesy to say good morning to your coworker, you don't mean anything well. You exactly who you need to be. So, you don't speak when you see you in the hallway. You want to bogart the testing. I'm not swooping in to save you when one of the students is cursing your ass out because you didn't give him headphones. Why you didn't give him headphones? It looked like you was picking and choosing who you was giving them to. So, fix it. He cursed her ass smooth out. And then all the other kids gonna look at me. I was like, what you looking at me for? I don't want none of that.
So do we need to go get more headphones?
But no, the other kids like, you're not going into... No. So this is a lesson to all y'all. Mind your business, lady. DMX said it.
Oh, DMX.
Yes, mind your business, lady. Yes.
We're hoping for his recovery.
And I take that to heart. Mind your business, lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Handle it. In my head, I'm like, irregularity report.
And who gonna write it?
She is. That's her fault. That's her report. She got cussed out. Mm-hmm. She got explained the cursing, the headphones, all that foolishness. I was just like,
because she didn't want to be a part of the test to begin with.
Oh well.
She didn't want to be a part of the test. I was surprise. No one really wants to be a part of the test. So
it does not cause you any physical pain to say good morning, but you would think it does.
So,
you would think part of their life essence leaves their body if they have to say good morning, so they're just holding on to it.
What I'm learning, or I feel like you also subscribe to this psychology. It's just like you'll get 2 hellos out of me, right? Because the first one is like, maybe you didn't hear me.
Oh, you mean over the
It's like, all right, well, maybe you didn't hear me. And then the second hello, you don't say shit. It's like, that's going to be your last hello from me.
And the worst one, and I follow that if they didn't make eye contact. I'm like, okay. Maybe they didn't know I was talking to them. That's it. But if you look me square dead in my eyes.
Girl.
If you can see my eyes, you can see my mouth.
Girl, that happened to me once.
You can see both. So, I know you heard me say, it's, you know what, you don't even have to speak. Sometimes just a simple nod, just...
Acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm. Just a simple nod. What?
This goes on at the bottom there. It's the charger.
She always got somebody doing something that they don't want to be doing.
Do you need me to do it? We have to charge our iPad. We have to charge the iPad because...
Where's it at?
It's running out of juice. Right there at the bottom. Right there. Thank you.
Nope.
Right there.
Nope.
There you go. Yes. Oh. Technical difficulties. Got it.
She said nice hair color.
Thank you.
So, so you don't speak, you don't acknowledge me. I'm not swooping in to save you when you get cussed out by a student. Say hello to him.
Yeah.
Ain't my problem. My students don't talk to me like that.
Mm-mm.
I don't care what type of day it is because I made it very clear. This can be my last day. I don't need this job. I can get a job at Target today. I can get a job at Amazon 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't need this job, okay? So if you give it to me, I give you what you get. So.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. My thing is, it's like, you're going to need me way before I need you. You're going to need me way before I need you. And whoever you go to is still going to have to come to me to get whatever they want to give to you. Mm-hmm. Because it's going to have to come from me anyway.
All the time.
So it's just like, all right, okay.
And especially when you're a tech teacher, so you know how to fix? No, I don't.
Nope. I don't know how to fix any of that.
I don't know how to do that.
Nope. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nay.
I'm an IT coordinator. I don't know how to help you. So, you figure it out. So,
Bam.
Oh, no, nobody got dropsies. It was just a teacher I was doing testing with got cursed out by one of the students. So, I just sat back and watched.
Yeah. She watched in delight, though.
Watched the entire.
In delight.
With the rest of the students. I was just like, who needs a pencil? Young man, pick that pencil up off the floor.
It's like, So, you're able to log into the test?
Exactly.
You're able to log in the test now? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to move on.
Tissues? You know,
did that put y'all
allergies?
time back? Did that delay y'all time?
No, it didn't. Oh, so, then she took, she had to pull him to the side, told him he was still salty I was laughing my ass off. I walked over and I said, you're a real asshole for that.
And he knows.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he did.
He's been waiting to curse her out. Like, it's one of those, I've been waiting to curse you out, and like, you gonna do something to me, and now, like, this is prime time, and especially because he had an audience.
Oh, yeah.
He had an audience.
Yes, he did.
He had an audience. And it's just like, if that was how we had it structured, if it was math first or English. So if it was English, it was his English class. It was like his English class. But if it was math, there was a whole new set of eyes on his ass for that one.
Yeah, it was his English, and I'm just like, he don't act like that in my class. I give him a wish sandwich every day. I wish one of y'all would. Mm-hmm. And on that wish sandwich is going to be opportunity. What do you like on your wish sandwich? There's air, opportunity. Let's see, attitude. What else is on your wish sandwich?
So like, okay, like.
And my favorite phone call used to be, "Is me or them?" See how effective that is to a principal. It's me or that right there. Choose. I have my purse in my. Make your choice. Choose wisely.
Because
he can easily be put someplace. He or she could be easily put someplace else. Who you gonna get to watch all these kids?
A sub. A permanent sub. A permanent sub. Like a permanent sub.
And I have said that a couple of times.
A step teacher, as they've so fondly known in the teacher's lounge.
It's me or them, because I'm not gonna sit up in here and do this all day.
No, I remember I had one student. Not like she wasn't even my student, but she was in a way just for the day. I didn't know her, so she said something, and I was just like, okay, and she was just like I could see her literally turning into a gremlin, like.
I was just thinking about gremlins earlier.
Yeah, like.
I was like, how do you get beat up by a gremlin? But go ahead.
I saw her turn into a gremlin, and she was just like, now my coworker, she knows this girl is like off the charts, right? So she's like, she said, don't even pay attention to her because she
feeds off of
like So I was like, okay. So she was just like, okay, like the fuck, right? And I'm just like, okay, you know, like, okay. She's like, okay. And I'm just like, I told my coworker, I said, yo, do me a favor, just go ahead and close that door for me. Like, just go ahead and close my door. And she just like closed it. I said, she could be out there being okay by her damn fucking self. Like, I don't have time for that shit. like, I don't have time for that. Like, I don't have time for I don't even know her. Like, she's a stranger. She's a whole stranger to me. It's like, I don't know you, girl.
What in the hell is that?
Yeah, that's what she was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The things we see, like, how do you want me to even respond to that?
I don't. I'm like, I don't even, like, this was the first interaction I've ever had with this girl, ever. Like, I've never seen her before. So I think, I don't even remember what she was back there for, but I might have answered her question or asked her, like, how can I help you? Like, how can I help you? Like, who are you looking for?
Right.
And, like, she wasn't responsive. So I was just like, all right, you know, like, whatever. And she was just like, and I was like, okay, like, I'm not, like, because I know, and this is, like, the fine line, like, when you find, like, kids who like to argue, or, I can't even say argue, yes, you know, they like it, they like it, some of them, like, they get, you know, not all of them, because obviously, we know, bad days happen, right, but it's like, I'm really not going to go back and forth with you, because me as an adult, how do I look? Like, sitting here going back and forth.
You should have did the same thing. Whatever. You should have said it like 8 more times.
It looks it looks ridiculous for me to go back and forth with a teenager. You know what I mean? It's like, I graduated more than 2 times. And you think I'm going to sit up here and argue with your ass?
Well, I mean, y'all argument didn't have any merit.
None.
So I wouldn't argue with her.
None.
But I'm like, the ones who try to argue you down who you know, I'm like, okay,
None.
You ain't about to argue me down.
None.
You ain't going.
It's like, I'm not going to argue with you. Because, like, guess who has to sign off on your graduation? Me. This girl, I never knew her. So it's like, she had no whatever. But it's like, yo, like, I have to sign off on your graduation. I have to confirm that you're going to graduate. Now, I would never hold a student back, so I don't want to make it seem like, oh, on some petty shit. It's just like, yo, like, I'm worth more to you as an ally than an adversary. So, like, just choose wisely. Choose wisely. That's all I'm saying. And then our words mean a lot to students, especially students who are emotionally, like, fragile. So if I'm like, yo, like, which one time that did happen, this one kid was like, yo, fuck this program. And I was like, well, fuck you too. That was before I turned my life over. So it was before I turned my life over. But now I did. I did. Now in this world, I don't do that. I can, but I don't. I can, but I don't.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. So I'm glad you turned your life around for the betterment of.
No, because they'll be out here writing rap songs about us or whatever. It's like, my teacher always told me I wasn't gonna be shit.
My teacher told me I was gonna be a bum.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Miss Jones.
I did. You see how I helped you? How I helped you become better?
No, they don't see it. They don't see that shit at all. It's like, yo, everyone doubted me. Like, no, you skipped class.
Yes.
Like, what are you talking about?
You didn't do
like,
your work.
You didn't
That's
do
why
your work.
yeah,
Like, no one doubted you. Like, you just didn't give your best. And we know that you could be better. Like, is that asking for too much?
Mm-hmm. It sure is. So.
Yeah. Well. All right.
It's been fun. Don't send us emails over breaks. Well, don't expect emails to get answered over break. They will not be answered.
No.
It's our break too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So.
And that includes the summertime. So if you find out who your child's teachers are over the summer, they're not going to answer.
Not at all.
Or Saturday. Don't do that shit. Don't set yourself up that way.
Not even.
Because we're busy. Like, are you busy? Yes.
Indeed. So, have a good evening. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Same place, same time, here inside the Teachers Lounge on Tap In Radio.
Tap, 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 tap.